everybody. This is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares, and it is time for round two of questions and answers. Q&A, questions that were asked during my last giveaway. Previous one was based mostly on comic book and movie questions. This one is going to be predominantly personal questions. And I'm planning on doing two other videos, one that is predominantly questions about the channel and collecting in general, and then the last one is all about Funko Pops. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different questions, well, 5 different people today, and a couple of them have asked multiple questions, so we're going to see what we can do here. First question comes from Trinidad Lara. She wants to know, what South American countries would you like to visit? I think it's a trick question. Her name is Trinidad Lara. I'm running under the assumption that she's from Trinidad and Tobago. And that's about all I know about the country. I know that there are 2 islands in South America on the Caribbean side of the top of South America. That is the extent that I know of that area. For South America, I would think, for me personally, I have a really big interest in ancient culture. I loved reading about the Egyptians, the Incans, the Mayan cultures, and I think I would really like to go to, and I have one of the guys that I know from work recently, this last year, went to Machu Picchu. And it's one of those areas that I would love to go visit, along with Easter Island, which is, I think, technically part of Chile. So those are 2 areas I'd like to go to in South America. The other thing that would bring me down to South America that I would really love to do is, I am a wine drinker, and I really did enjoy the time that I actually went out to California and went into the wine country there. Well, in South America, it seems like Chile and Argentina and Peru seem to be also the wine areas of the continent of South America, with their, is it pisco, I believe is the type of liqueur brandy that they make from grapes down there, and then also all the different wines that are available in Argentina and Chile. So I think those would probably, I'd be more likely to go to the West Coast with Argentina, Chile, and Peru. But I mean, I love to travel anywhere. That is one of the things I would love to do. But as an answer to that question, that's what it would be. Javon Zombie, I am going to kind of answer your question, and I'm going to shelf it as well, because his question is, what do you love to cook, and what is your signature dish? Here's the catch. I like to cook. I love to cook. I don't really have a signature dish. I'm kind of a meat and potatoes type of guy, whether it be steaks or pork chops or anything like that, or grilling up some baby red potatoes or some asparagus or anything like that is a nice way to go. I also do make some decent pasta dishes, whether it be Italian or whether it be Asian dishes. I enjoy cooking, but here's the catch. I'm a single guy. I work 45 to 50 hours a week. Most of the time when you go shopping for food, I wind up wasting a lot of food if I buy groceries. So I have a tendency to either not cook for myself, or to keep it simple. But I have done in the past too some of the different things like Blue Apron and Home Chef and things like that, where they portion control it, and I enjoy doing that, but it is costlier than buying the ingredients yourself. But anyway, long story short is, I really don't do a lot of cooking these days. But I do enjoy it. I do consider myself a foodie. I really do enjoy going out to nice restaurants and eating good food, and preparing and cooking good food as well. And I would like to, at some point, I'm trying to do some things with my kitchen and get my kitchen all set up. Maybe I might also decide to actually throw in a few videos myself where I'm actually prepping something and making some food as well, and maybe that'll be an opportunity to really truly answer your question. But for now, I'm going to move on. Question number 3 comes from Boss Man. He wants to know what my star sign is. I am a Sagittarius. I was born in December. Do you believe in horoscopes? I don't consider myself a true believer, if that's how you want to put it. I think it's fun, just like fortune telling and fortune cookies. Uh, they're an entertainment, but I don't take them seriously. Um, his next question is, how old were you when you started collecting? Um, 7, 8, 9, I think is about the right age. And I don't know that I mean, I had a few books and comic books that I still have with me from that point in time, but I wouldn't consider the fact that I was collecting because I had a ton, well, not a ton, I had a lot of those little 3-inch figures from Star Wars, and I had one of those little speeders that they just recently had in that latest Star Wars Funko box. But I had one of those that you could actually put those figures in when I was a kid, and actually had one of those fold-up Darth Vader heads that you could actually put those little figures inside, you know, to keep all your figures together. Um, so if I had that today, that would be one incredible collectible to have these days. But for me, at that age, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, those are toys. Um, and I wish I now, today, had more of an understanding of collectible toys and nostalgic toys that I do today back then. Um, but I would say that it wasn't probably until I was in my late teens that I actually full on started collecting things and holding on to them. And it mostly started with movie posters and comic books and books in general. Um, and that answers his next question as well. What was your first collectibles? Who's Your Nerd wants to know where I am from. Right now, I live in the wonderful state of Minnesota. Uh, we have hot summers and very, very cold winters. Originally, I'm from Wisconsin. Grew up in Wisconsin. And I did call Florida home for a while, for about 5 years. I had moved down to Florida and worked at Disney World. Uh, and eventually wound up moving back up to Minnesota, where I currently live. Last one is Simeon's Reviews. Wants to know, what country would you like to visit the most and why? I have always wanted to go to Thailand. And it goes all the way back to my childhood again. One of the things that I had an opportunity to do, and maybe I'll have to pull out pictures and letters and show them at one point in time, but they used to have these little programs where you could actually get the name and address of a kid somewhere in the world to become a pen pal with. And I took it to the extreme. I actually had pen pals all over the world. I think I wrote to a dozen different kids. Whether I think it was there was one in South America, there was one in New Zealand, there was one in Thailand, there was one in Germany, there was one in Austria, there was one in Scotland, and more that I can't remember. But I really enjoyed the idea of being able to explore the world through these other kids. To you know, because I was, well, we were writing back and forth in English. So for me, it was an experience to be able to hear about their lives, what the kids in other parts of the world were doing, and to be able to have pictures. And the girl from Thailand lived in an area called Phuket. And if you've ever seen pictures of Phuket, it is gorgeous beaches, these tree-covered cliffs, beautiful area of Thailand. And so I've always since childhood, having seen pictures and heard about her, her life and her experiences there. That's kind of why I would say that's probably the if I had to pick one place that I really want to go see, it would be there in that area of Thailand. Um, let's see. What is your favorite quote from a movie? Um, how about if I do this? Um, I've done this before. I don't know how to insert things here and here, but I have figured out how to clip things in. So what I'm going to do is put my favorite movie quote in between what I'm talking about right now and where we go to afterwards. And when we come back, you'll have seen the quote. We'll do it that way. And his last question is Terminator versus Jason, who wins? Um, I don't think it matters who wins. It would be an epic fight. Um, but personally, I would think that the Terminator would win. Um, other than the fact that you have an undying, undead zombie version of Terminator, I believe, or Jason, what he said. But you can in both cases you can cut off their limbs and cut off their parts, and they still keep going. They're both extremely relentless, nonstop creatures. So it would probably be in the end it would probably be a stalemate with all kinds of body parts laying all over the place. But it would be once again an epic fight. Um, I think that answers all the questions in this group. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the answers as well. Once again, there's 2 more videos coming. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe if you want to watch more. Feel free to leave any feedback or comments down below, and thank you for watching.